Sean, first of all, congratulations on your 50th game with Toronto FC in the league. Does it seem like 50 games here?
Honestly, I didn't even know 50 games had gone by. I think, to be honest, yeah, it's time flies. I think, year 16, the years kind of just get roped together, so you never really stop to kind of appreciate those moments. But definitely proud of, every time I step on the pitch, I try to make it, something that I can be proud of when I step off the pitch. And 50 games for this club. I think club has a lot of history, and excited to be a part of it.
The club, it has not been the start the club has wanted so far, but do you feel that the club is, this team is better than the record suggests?
Yeah, I think we can't look at the record and not take accountability and responsibility as a group. I don't think any player in the locker room would say, hey, we're better than the record shows. I think what we've agreed to is that means we just need to work harder and get better at the things that we need to improve and to change those numbers on the record. If anything, I think accountability is the most important thing for this group, and it's a tough moment, and we understand the results haven't gone our way, but I think it's the effort that's going to go into. I think if we settled and said, hey, that's we've done enough to win games, and if we get comfortable in that mindset, I don't think the record would change at all. So I think we've got to change our mentality and continue working hard to get back to a place where we know we can be in the table.
Have you seen progress over the course of the 5 games, Sean?
Yeah, I think when you talk about change, there's been a lot of turnover, year after year here, and it's always tough to find consistency, especially coming to we've had a preseason start of the season. It's been tough. It's been on the road for the majority of the games. It's not easy to go away for quite some time. So I think in recent weeks, I think we've seen the mentality and attitude, I think, shift and really start to gel. I think while it takes some time to get the product, the exact product we're looking for, I think we have the commitment and what's necessary to figure it out.
The team has only had one lead through the first 5 games, and it lasted all of, I think, like 19 minutes. So yeah, coming back from having to come back from behind all the time, does that make it more difficult?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't make it easier. That's for sure. Yeah, I think you talk about playing through a little bit of adversity. I think the words that pop up into my mind are pride. At the end of the day, resiliency and response. And to be honest, we're not a team that's responded well over a long period of time. And I think we've been battle tested now and put in situations where it's put us in a position where we have to. It's a true test to who we are, and we have to keep doing things, like I said earlier, to show up, get better, and be able to take those leads, keep those leads, and do whatever it takes to grind out results in games.
Injuries haven't helped. The line in front of you has been changing every week, it seems.
Yeah. Obviously we'd love for everybody to be healthy and have a full selection every week, but we understand that's the game. It's unfortunate, but yeah, different guys have stepped up at different moments in time, and it's a long year. We all know that, and early days, like I said, we've been on the road and traveled quite a bit. Obviously the weather it's been winter for as long as I can remember now. So injuries will be normal, but I think it's a matter of who's going to step up in those moments, and ultimately everybody's got to be on the same page and really willing to do a job.
There's a new goalie in the first team with Adisa this year. Obviously you're probably familiar with him, but can you give us your take as a veteran on what kind of a young keeper he is?
Yeah, this is a great guy, first and foremost. The goalkeeper union's fantastic. I think it's extremely strong, and I think just trying to pass on what I can to a young player like Adisa. He's super athletic, super eager to learn, and obviously super talented, which is why he's with the first team now. So I think over the course of my time here, he's been a fantastic addition to the group, and now being with the first team, I'm proud of him and happy for him and his opportunity.
Sean, you played under, I think it's 4 coaches now at TFC. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to ask you to compare Robin to the previous ones, but what's been life like under Robin Fraser so far?
Yeah, I think Robin's a fantastic guy. In terms of like what he's asked, I think just making things clear, simplifying things for the group. I think he understands with change, a lot can swirl from one season to the next. And this group, obviously, there's been guys here that have been through a lot of experiences, and I think it's mainly just identifying the things that we need to really buy into as a group, and ultimately just start building those blocks game to game, and ultimately if we can get better every game. I think, like we said, it's early days, but if we can figure those things out, I think we'll have a recipe to make a serious push here.
I know you're a goalkeeper, not a politician, but when you hear your fans booing the U.S. national anthem, I mean, I'm sure you understand they're not booing America. I don't think they're booing some of the things that have been political things that are happening. What goes through your mind when you hear that?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I think I'm very much in a state where I'm kind of locked into the game and what's about to happen. There's plenty of things that happen in and around us. Now being in Canada and obviously being born in the States and playing for the U.S. national team, you understand at times in the world there's going to be different tensions and things, and you have a respect for myself. I have a respect for people and who people are, and just as human beings. So I always maintain that respect for everybody, and for me it's something that I really don't put much thought into before game, to be honest. So I wish I had a better answer for you, but I know personally, for me it's just, I look at it as making sure that I treat everybody with respect, and I know that people have personal situations, and I'm empathetic and sympathetic to those as well.
Fair enough.
Did you get a chance to watch any of the CONCACAF Champions Nations League?
Yeah. Watch Nations League. Always keeping tabs of what's going on, and some games. I guess the semifinals and finals. Was able to catch a little bit of the semis, but the third place game, obviously, with the U.S. and Canada.
Were you able to watch that? Or?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I mean, it's tough result for us in the U.S., but I think Canada's done well. I feel bad for Alfonso, and hopefully his injury is something he can recover from quickly. We never like to see that as well. So I think it was a good game through and through, and there's been some really tough tests with the U.S. and Canada recently, and just another one to add to it.
Have you had any discussions with Mauricio since he took over as coach? Or?
No.
Okay.